see. Okay, here we are. There, it wasn't showing me live, so. Okay. Hi, everyone. Anyone just coming in? I completely forgot. Today got away from me. I was going through a bunch of nail polishes and hi Tuck Girl, and trying to get a bunch of stuff organized. But I all of a sudden remembered I needed to finish that one Frenchie set. So tonight's just gonna be kind of chill ASMR nail stuff. If you've already seen this design, oops, I gotta cut them first. But I've got to mail this package out tomorrow. I realized, oh my gosh. Let me show the set that I'm talking about. And this is the set that I'm referring to. So I'm going to be doing the other half of that so that these can go to their home tomorrow. Okay. So, actually, I am going to take these out and use them for reference for length so that fuzzy. So I'm just gonna see. Are you gonna behave for me? Let's see. Set them right there for this just a second while I eye the length so that these are the ones that I did a titch shorter, make them more active, more kind of a classy at work. Length, but these won't take long because now we know exactly what we're doing. It worked out. The design worked out well, so and got a couple new subs. So if you're watching, welcome and thank you. And if you're new to my channel, I'm still trying to grow, so please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It really helps me in a million ways. And if you've got any questions about nails, let me know in the comments, in the chat. A little bit. Maybe a little titch shorter Don't want them too long. There. Have to vacuum again tomorrow. I got nail tips everywhere. But yeah, I didn't realize how late it was getting, and so I looked up and I thought, oh shoot, I said I was gonna go live, and then I was just getting ready to seal up the box. I thought I'm forgetting something. I thought, wait a minute, that set of nails. So a little bit of caffeine and determination, we're gonna get it done. So okay, those are the 3 extras. If you weren't here for the first part of the set, 3 extras just to give him, just so she has some wiggle room on size. You know, that's one of the biggest things when people talk about their press-ons popping off, is it could just be that nail is just a little bit too small for your nail, or the press-on is more curved than your nail is. And the best way to help that is to size it up. You can always file off some of the edges to fit it in between the 2 edges of your cuticle. But the bigger it goes, the wider it'll be, and you'll get less of that curve in the center of your nail. So, little trick to try. And as always, buff both the underneath and the top of your nail before you glue, and you'll be amazed at how much more wear and tear you get on your nails. So, I mean, this last set, and yes, I've been like filling with acrylic, but I just lost this the other day, and I did this, it was around Thanksgiving, I think, or around Christmas that I did this. So it's lasted quite a while. Anyone that was here back then knows that I just started out with press-ons, and then instead of taking them off and starting over, I just started I put more acrylic over. I buffed it out just like a regular acrylic nail, filled it in, and they've lasted me a really long time. So, okay, I'm gonna do base coat on all of these guys, and then the Forever Glaze gel polish in Cloud 9. That's gonna be our base color. It's a nice pink color, great for Frenches. Hang for a second. Always forget to do that, and that's one of the best things that you can do to help level out your base coat and your top coat, is to let it just hang upside down for 10 seconds. It brings everything down and gives it kind of a nice little, not an apex that's really going to give you any strength, but it'll give you that illusion, that pretty shape of having that nice, instead of just being flat or having any dents or anything like that in it. Make sure you get all the way to the edge, because sometimes this stuff likes to cinch up off the edge of the nail. But yeah, this will be just a somewhat quickie tonight and moved my camera and stuff, so hopefully there's a little bit better angle. Oh, I did not hang 10 with that one. Might be too late. See, I keep forgetting. This is what happens when I do the late night ones. Who am I kidding? I'm like this early in the morning too. It doesn't really matter, but it sounded good. Well, now we have tomorrow, it's Thursday, so it's a school day, but we are supposed to have on Friday again another almost, well, it might at some point in the morning get to below 20, below zero. Um, so they're telling all the kids to be prepared for another day off school. So I might get lucky and not have to get up at 6 o'clock on Friday, 6 a.m. on Friday. So, and even better if they let us know the night before. But we already had one this week, so I don't know. From what I was reading, it's got to be like negative 19 or 20 out before they actually have to cancel school. So we'll see. But I still plan on doing the mermaid nails I was talking about yesterday with my favorite glitter ever. But that one's going to be one that takes a little extra time because it's going to be a lot of glitter placement. So I'll have to plan ahead a little bit more for that one. Let's see. Is this on? No. Okay. There we go. Okay. And what I've done for the extra nails is the pinky I used an 8. I gave the option of a 9. And then I have got an extra 6, or no, an extra 7 and an extra 4, because those seem to be some of the more popular sizes. So now we're just going to go through and do all the pink. Again, we did 2 coats of this, so I need to go get some more, put this on my list. Actually buy a couple, because every time I find something like this that I really, really like, next time I go back to get more, there's only one and they never get it back in, or it's just completely sold out and I'm out of luck. So that's what's been going on with my the Builder in a Bottle that I like by Jelish. They have not had it in forever. No matter where I go, I can't find it. So I'm gonna have to see if I can order it offline. That's the way of the world, though, isn't it? Everything's going to just be sold online anymore. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie WALL-E, but it's a favorite in our house. We all love WALL-E. But that movie kind of hits home where everybody just, you have basically the blob people that just, they're on their, little driving around. Nobody does anything anymore. And I know he's so sweet. My oldest built he built a Lego WALL-E all on his own, and it's in his room, and it's so cute. Exactly. Well, that's what I liked so much, because no matter what age in our house, everybody liked that movie. They got something out of it, and it kind of reminded me of I'm showing my age again, but when I was growing up, there was a movie called Short Circuit, and in that movie, they had a robot that reminded me a lot of WALL-E. His Johnny Five was his name. That's something too. There's so many movies from when I was growing up that I literally have watched and could still watch 100 times, but I can't say that there have been too many excuse me, I had to take a drink. Too many lately that I've felt that way, that I've watched, and I've just been like, oh my gosh, I have to watch that again and again and again. And that's just every movie, even like I am a horror movie buff. My dad was, and he taught me to love all the scary movies. And even with all of the AI and electronics and technology, nothing scares me anymore. Like the old movies I remember watching, like, Halloween, Freddy, Jason, People Under the Stairs. I got to go to the movie theater and see that movie, and that made it even scarier. I think we were in an old movie theater. Oh, I remember that movie too. Yes. Yep. I remember that. In fact, I think I might even have that movie on VHS tape. Um, it's one of my jobs that I had when I was in beauty school is I worked at a music and video store in the mall, and they would re-release Disney movies on VHS. And so we always got first dibs on all the movies that came into the store. So I used to buy a lot of them. Well, and we've got so many. So I'm gonna need to go to like a garage sale or something like that and see if I can find an old VHS player. I don't even know if because I don't think they even sell them anymore, do they? I remember when we got our first VHS player. I was in 6th grade, and I had been to summer camp, gone for like a week, just a week long summer camp. And I came back, and there was this thing sitting on top of our TV. It was one of those big, huge cabinet TVs. And I was like, what in the world? And I remember my mom saying, okay, now there's going to be rules about this thing. And it was, don't uh don't destroy it. You have to rewind your videos. Um all the, fun stuff, rules. And next to it, um she had rented some DV or some videos, and um trying to think of what they I can't even remember what they were, but yep, exactly. Be kind, rewind. Well, it was funny because it took forever for the VCR to rewind. So the next week we ended up going out and getting one of those the rewinders, that plugged in next to it, and it would zip through that so we could take the shouldn't have to wait for, an hour for it to rewind slowly through the machine. And I remember watching the first Halloween movie on VHS. And I had a friend spending the night. We were both sitting on the couch, and I had my pillow at one end and she had her pillow at the other, and we had this big, huge comforter on the couch. And we were sitting there watching it in the dark, scared to death. And something happened, and like her foot like accidentally like touched my foot under the blanket. Oh my gosh. I think we jumped about 20 feet in the air, scared the you know what out of my mom because we were screaming. Oh man, that was we got in so much trouble that night, but I remember it just scaring the living daylights out of us. And I remember going to see one of the Friday the 13th movies at the drive-in, and that's kind of scary because that movie's set like out in like a campground, and like drive-ins are always kind of like out in the middle of the boonies, and shit, that was a little unsettling, but it was scary. So, and that's what you want out of one of those movies. So, okay, I'm gonna get my little guy right here, and we're gonna do white, and we're gonna do before I unscrew this all. Of course, they've got it right over the. This is called Chic White, SHEEK White. and it's the Gelish brand Soak Off Gel Polish. Um, I don't recommend soaking it off of press-ons just because even though like mine are reinforced, they've got quite a few layers on them, so it's got quite a bit of strength added to them. But some of them that you buy, just in the store, it's just plastic and one coat of top coat. So if you try to soak the polish off, you're going to melt the whole nail off. And still, even this, I wouldn't recommend it. Only if you would have like acrylic or something like that over top of them, or a hard gel. Okay, now we're going to get into, this is going to be the other color that we're going to use. And this is the Candy Lover. It came in that set from Amazon. This is 029 is the shade. Yeah, see, I'm the same way. I want to see the originals first. I'm trying to think of the name of the movie. House on Haunted Hill. The original was with Vincent Price. And no, it's definitely not as gory as the one that was remade. But it still was really good and really scary. And even I don't know if you've seen, you have to be okay with gore because it does get gory. But oh, no, remember, I almost forgot. I want to do that V to the corner because we're gonna line that out. We want to make sure that our V is even, but that when we go to do our secondary line after this white dries, that we're going to be able to line it straight up with all of that. But it's called the Fall of the House of Usher, and it is on Netflix. But there is a Vincent Price movie, and there is the Edgar Allan Poe story, like novella about it too. I had read the Edgar Allan Poe story, and then watched the Vincent Price movie, the House of Usher, and I actually did that in school. So, and it was one of my favorite books that we read, one of my favorite stories that we read, and so it was kind of cool because each chapter follows Edgar Allan Poe stories. So you have like the Telltale Heart, you have the House of Usher, you have the Raven, all these different ones. Each character and each episode represents a different Edgar Allan Poe story. Well, you know what? This doesn't feel like I cured this, so we don't want a boo-boo. Oh, they really are. And, so yeah, each episode was based on a different one of his stories. And, so you have to be able to, because Netflix really gored it up, but it was so good. Another one with Netflix that I believe, if I read correctly, that there is a book, but I found it out afterwards, but it's called The Midnight Murder Club. And that's another one. A Netflix that is really, really good. Oh, just a second. I forgot to put it up. There. And if you want something that's already designed, um, you can buy it right through there. It's a totally secure pay site. I don't see any of your private information. Just fill out the stuff so that I know where to ship it. Or on the front of the home page at the bottom, scroll down, and there's an area that says contact me. You can contact me and discuss if you want something that's custom, and I'll explain how that all works once you email me, and just let me know it's you. Or even if there's something like on the website, like um, say you see something that you like, but it's the wrong shape or it's the wrong length, then we can totally do that too. That's not a big deal at all. Oh, and hi, Morgan, by the way. I didn't even get to say hi. They're much better. Yeah, I apparently forgot to. Completely forgot to cure that. I started thinking about scary movies, see? I totally squirreled. And this is exactly why we're doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday night, right? This was totally me growing up. My oh God, math homework's due. Jump out of bed. But I'm hoping by tomorrow, or at some point tomorrow, I will have the polished shelf up and I can start putting those all away so they're right next to me. So I don't have to have everything all. Oh my gosh, if you could see, like, okay, you see this little part right here? Like, it's like that, like, all the way down right now because I just have been, like, rushing and, like, coming on here, coming on there. I've got so many things going on right now in real life that nail polish land and YouTube land have just not, they've been getting neglected, so tomorrow I want to get two things done. I want to get this tidied back up in here, and I want to get my own nails done. Well, that's it. I'm so glad that I didn't grow up in the digital world. So my son had something similar tonight too. He was all of a sudden he's like, "Oh," he was running past me. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I gotta take a picture. I gotta send my homework in algebra." Which that poor kid. He's good. He says he's not good at it, but he's getting like a B in there, and I am not ashamed. I flunked algebra. And um my my senior year, my math teacher said to me, because I was flunking, and he's like, "I gotta talk to you about something." And this is just a total example of the 90s and how, how things were for us kids. But he says, "What are you gonna be when you grow up?" And I said, "I'm gonna be a hairdresser and a nail tech." And he's like, "Do you have to use algebra in that world?" I said, "No." And I said, "Not really." He said, "What do you have to use?" I said, "Ounces, grams, inches, centimeters, millimeters, etc. So shapes, geometry for face shapes, things like that. And he said, all right. He said, I don't want you flunking because he said, you're doing the work. You're just not good at this. And some brains just don't compute algebra. He said, so he gave me a whole textbook full of the kinds of math that I would be using in my career. And I did it, and I ended up getting an A. So, but that would be unheard of now. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the fit people would have to think that a math teacher gave a kid less hard work? Or not, maybe not less hard, because it was probably hard for someone else, but different work than, say, the rest of their classmates, just so that they could pass. I think he has to do... He had a choice between algebra or calculus, I think, and he chose algebra. And he's got to get, I think, 1 year. He decided the first 2 years to get done with all the credits that he hated. So one of them was gym. Gym, and I can't remember the other one. It was one of the maths, because they have to have, there's like 2 years of, oh, no, I know. It was, one of them was a math class and one of them was Spanish. So then he had to choose this year between algebra or calculus. And he's already taking physics, so he said he definitely didn't want to try to do calculus on top of physics, so. Ugh. See, we had to have gym 1 semester for 2 years. Now with my son, he only had to have I think it was 1 semester of it. Maybe 1 year. I think that was at 1 year, and then now so 2 credits and he's done. We are not well, I used to be. I used to be more active than I am now, but like his dad and we played softball and did all that stuff, and he just isn't into any of that stuff. Now my youngest is probably going to be a drummer or a wrestler or something. They're so different. It's so funny. He's tiny. He's the little tough one. And Big Brother's giant. He towers over me, and he's my gentle giant. In fact, he used to in junior high, he used to get bullied just relentlessly, and me as a mom, it would make me so angry, and I'd be like, well, you just do this back to him, and he always say, Mom, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Like, oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. I'm mad. I want to go beat up this kid's mom, but I'm not gonna, because my kid's right. Out of the mouths of the babes, right? Gets me every time. He also, though, which I've taught him better since, of course, but I do not find it wrong to sneak in like a bag of M&Ms or a bag of gummy bears into the movie theater, okay? Because, and I know it's still wrong because they tell you not to, but like the last time we took the boys to the movies, it was, and this is the matinee, it was the early, it cost us like $40 for 4 tickets. And then it was like $50 for popcorn and drinks. And mind you, also my oldest, he only drinks like 4 things. He drinks apple juice, he drinks ice water, and ice water is his go-to. He drinks chocolate milk and orange juice. And he won't drink any pop. He doesn't like any kind of Kool-Aid, High C, anything like that. So we're paying like $7.50 for a cup of ice water because they say, "Oh no, we have to charge you the same." And they say, because people steal soda. Okay, whatever. But so if I want to bring a bag of gummy bears from the dollar store in my purse, then I'm going to do that. So, oh, even for our little guy, it was a little box and it had, you got a little bag of candy, a baby drink, and a baby popcorn. It was like $15. I mean, well, and that was it. The only reason why we went is my oldest loves SpongeBob, and um my youngest started because the big brother started watching it, and the SpongeBob movie was coming out, and that was one of the things that my oldest wanted for a Christmas present. So we took him, and I couldn't believe it. The 5-year-old actually sat there and watched the movie, and one of my friends had given the boys, funny enough, because said it was perfect. She gave the boys $25 each for Christmas and told them, do whatever you want with it. And so we asked them, and that was what, I mean, little brother just goes along with big brother, but, and we have enough toys and stuff around here. So that was what they chose to do. And it was actually a pretty funny movie. I'm not a big SpongeBob fan, trust me, but, yeah, it actually was, it was pretty funny. I was pleasantly surprised I ended up liking it. So, okay, now I've got to remember to do these the opposite way because we're doing the other hand. We don't want 2 left feet, right? 2 left hands. Oh, I bet it was cool. My boys would love that. I try not to do too much, but with the teenager, it's kind of hard to control their screen time. And I know everybody says I should, but most of it, he's on his computer all night trying to do work for school. So, and everything is. Okay, I'm going to go. And I found that starting over here and going up, wasn't that the easier way? Yeah, and then going back over that line. And then I wonder, I'll have to look. We have because we will not have another show until I think March. There's usually one. There's one before Christmas. at our local high school, and then there's one like in the spring, and there's one right before school lets out. So I wonder if they'll just see what they do. They've done quite a few. And we live not too far, so sometimes we can hear the shows if they're anything that's a little bit louder. We can sit out on our back patio and listen. Same with the football games. It's really neat. Oh yeah, these are turning out nice. I'm excited. I hope she likes these. And I like this gray shade. Oh, it was this side. We figured out it was easier to go this way down because then I didn't cross that line. That's what it was. But I like this shade of gray. It's not, I think it's just the right in the middle kind of shade. It's not super dark, not super light. So it still shows up. But it'll match. Just be a nice neutral color with no matter what you want to wear it with, what jewelry you want to wear it with. Because it's gray, but it actually, once it's on the nail, this is going to sound odd, but it almost has a little bit of a warmth to it. Just like an underlying tone that's a little bit warm. So whether you're wearing, because I'm even conscious of the jewelry that I wear, depending on, what my nails are. I think this would be a good one that no matter whether you're wearing silver or gold, it would really accent them nicely. These would be really good proposal nails. So, you know how you always say you kind of know it's coming. So you make sure you've got your nails done like at all times during that time, and need a little bit more for this. This would be good nails for that. Yeah, that would be pretty too. I want to get oh, they're the liners. I need to go out and look for them next time I'm out. They're the liners in the bottle. So they're really real similar to like this polish that's like super glitter packed with the fine glitter. So when you take it out, it actually paints a glitter line on, not just, sparingly. And so that would look really pretty. Well, and what I want to try on my nails is doing this with like a black line, like a black and a silver. Because I also want to shorten mine. They're to the point where they're just a little bit too long. I'm having trouble picking up the nails and all that stuff. So that's when I know it's time to trim them, when I'm starting to fumble. And you see, once again, we were talking about this the other night about doing those nice straight lines. And it really is about loading up that entire length of that brush. And look at that. Pretty much, I just set it down and half of my line is done because, and I'm not, it doesn't, the brush is straight. So that when I set that down and it's loaded with enough paint, it's straight. And then I just slowly drag it back. And boom, you've got your nice straight line. And they weren't always, they still aren't always perfect. But it just really is an easy way to add a little flair to your nail yourself. And the fun trick, though, is, again, as with any nail service on yourself, is the non-dominant hand. But sometimes, instead of moving the brush, you move your finger. You know, I have to do that when I'm filing, when I'm doing acrylic, all that jazz. And just gotta adapt. It's one of those how bad do you want it moments, right? That's one of the things that I miss about, another one of the things that I miss about being in a salon is, you know, like I said, I one of my friends that did nails, she worked right next to me. So even if I was doing my own or if she was doing her own, we'd always call each other over and be like, here, do my other hand for me. There we go. One more cure. Yay, we're almost done. We almost did this. Yay, yay. Just gotta top coat these babies. And I'm gonna remember whoops, hang 10 because we want that nice, pretty little finish on them. Oops. I need a drink real quick. Keep myself fueled on Coke Zero. But that's probably why I don't get any sleep, because then I'm up going to the bathroom every half hour all night. All my caffeine. Okay. So here we go. It's fini time. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Just a nice... Oh. My phone is dinging. There must be mischief afoot. That ever happened to you? All of a sudden, like, your text messages start going off and you're like, you know what? I better finish what I'm doing really quick because I can already tell that I'm going to need to sit down with a cup of coffee for this one. I think that's what's happening in my phone right now. So if any of you are peeking on to watch, I'll be right there as soon as I'm done before I go to bed. Him under. Watch out for those little sneaky drips like that. Oh, yeah. Um, my ex-husband, when we were young, he was the manager of a pizza place. And oh my gosh, we'd get calls at all hours of the night and all night long. He'd leave work 5 minutes after he left work. Boom, the phone was going off because they had to ask this, they had to ask that. Like, it's pizza. It shouldn't be that complicated, but apparently for some people it was. But let's see. These two guys. But yeah, I think these will be good. I hope she'll like these and they'll be nice and subtle. Ugh. That sounds like a lot. That thing. We're almost there. And I'll wipe them down. And I'll give them their crispy edges before I go to bed and box them. And off they will go to their little home tomorrow. Oh, I bet. That used to happen to him with the burglar alarm. We would just get laying down, almost asleep, and the phone would ring and it'd be the burglar alarm company. Well, they finally figured out what it was. It was one of their ad signs that hung from the ceiling. And it didn't happen all the time for whatever reason, but occasionally when the air conditioner or the furnace would kick on, it would blow this thing far enough out that it would set off the motion detectors. So I swear our police department knew almost every pair of pajamas I had because they couldn't go up there alone to do a check once the alarm was called. They had to have someone else with them. So I would have to ride up there with him in my PJs and so we should just get a laugh out of that. I live in a small town with a small police department, so they always thought it was kind of funny to see me in my pajamas. uh, that doesn't sound fun at all. Okay. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. We didn't have any trolls. We didn't have anybody coming in and announcing their new nail business. Didn't have anybody coming in telling me I had ugly hands. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, no Stellas tonight. My best friend. Oh my gosh. I kind of had to laugh. That was so funny. You know, we got lots of giggles. I had to call. Next day, I had to call one of my friends and tell her about it, and she got laughing so hard. I'm like, yeah. Like, she was so mad. I know your polishes are plastic. Like, you don't know what resin is, do you? So, wow. Uh, Thank you, Captain Obvious. No, tonight was a good night. Let's get this all cleaned off and pretty. There we go. Said all there's left to do is for me to crispy it up, and then they will go right in the box with their other brothers and sisters. And then they will go along with their cousins who weren't here or didn't get to see the end result. This is the other set that's going to go along with her. So, wanted to do something with a new pink that I found that I thought was pretty. And then we've got this that's a little bit shorter. Definitely more subdued, more kind of professional, classy. And again, this right here is a design where, you know, like you said, girl, you put some silver on it. It jazzes it up a little bit for like a proposal nail. I'm like, when I try it on my nails, I'm gonna do black and silver is what I'm gonna try. See if I can find that silver liner pen. But you can do it with any color. Just use the contrasting colors. I've done something similar with like football team colors, things like that. So it's another good one. To still not have an entire nail that's full of nail art and color, but still have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, so that is our nails of the night. And like I said, I'm going to crispy these up in the morning, box them up once I get my coffee going. And then we'll be on to the next. And I'm hoping, depending on what goes on, it'll either be tomorrow or Friday that I try those mermaidy inspired nails. They're not going to be mermaids or anything, but the glitter color reminds me, and it was that purple, pink, and blue kind of combination. And I've got a couple of glitters that are just absolutely gorgeous that I think would make a really good ooh, and you know what? I'm gonna have to dig through all my stencils, because I do want, like I said, I want to get all this organized. I want to get my shelf or my drawers in here and stuff like that, that all my nail art and stuff like that goes in. But somewhere um I have mermaid scale stencils somewhere. I have to go digging. See, I got too much stuff. That's the problem. It's way too much. Um, so all right. Well, on that note, I am gonna go. I've got to get myself in bed because 6:30 comes really, really early in the morning, and um, so yes, I'm gonna finish the rest of my pop really quick, which is dumb because I will be up all night again. But like I said, and then I will talk to you guys somehow. I'll either do a post or a video or a live something. I'll do something. So oh yes, yeah. You have a nice night too, Tut girl. Yeah, thank you. I hope so too. Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you. Definitely cross fingers and toes for the snow day Friday, because we're not even to February yet, and I'm already over school and over getting up and over having to schedule around so many schedules and yikes. So all right, you guys, peace, love, and claws. And said again, if you're new, just watching this, please give me that thumbs up before you leave and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. It's helped me grow my channel. And thank you to all the new people that have come on and welcome. And yeah, so peace, love, and claws, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Good night.